founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. We are broadcasting through Facebook, we are broadcasting through YouTube, and we're trying to get it set so we can broadcast through LinkedIn. It just popped in. Okay. Give me just a second to make sure that LinkedIn goes live before we start this class. Come on. Everyone, this is Mustafaa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. We are broadcasting. Okay. All right. So we don't want to pull that up. To get it set so we can broadcast through LinkedIn. It just popped in. Okay. All right. Thank you, family. Again, this is Mustafaa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. Back at you with another video. Today is a masterclass where we will talk about conversational AI one-on-one, how to talk to AI so that it actually helps you. This is something that I've had in mind for quite a while because many things I see on social media, many things I see online can be avoided just by improving the prompts that we use, meaning that we communicate with AI a little better. Give me just a second. There's an echo going back through LinkedIn. Talk to AI so that it actually helps you. This is okay. So there was a little echo going on with LinkedIn. But back to the message. Today we're going to be talking about conversational AI one-on-one, how to talk to AI so it actually help you. And when I say talk to AI, I mean tools like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the most popular AI tool of today. When you say AI, most people will automatically assume Chat GPT, though there are other tools out there like Claude, which I will discuss in future episodes. There's Gemini, there's other tools that will allow you to do different things with AI. But for the purpose of this conversation, we're just going to go over the conversational nature of AI and how to communicate with it effectively so that it helps you out. It allows you to get more of your tasks done. It allows you to work smarter, not harder. So getting straight to the point, I only want to be on here about 30 minutes. I want to respect your time. I also want to be considerate of my own time, but I want to give you a lot of things to think about, and I want to give you some actionable things that you can take from this masterclass and you can start working with it immediately. Most people are familiar with Chat GPT. Some may be more familiar with other tools, but most people are familiar with the concept of Chat GPT, meaning it is a tool that you can communicate with, and it almost communicates back to you darn near like a human. It can think, it can contextualize, it can reason, it can give you answers back just as well as a human. So most people are very, very familiar with that. But what we're not familiar with is that there's actually a science, there actually is a way that you can communicate with this great tool better, and the better you communicate with it, the more it will give to you. So I got just a few notes here because I want to make sure this is very structured and very precise, and I'm not missing nothing. I'm not tripping over nothing. So if you see me looking over, I'm just kind of making sure I'm going by my own parameters and making sure I'm giving you everything that I do have in mind. I hope that is streaming. Like some error going on. Okay. So what is this conversational AI one-on-one, and what will we get from it? I want you to think about if you speak English, like I'm speaking English right now, and you go to a foreign land, say we go to Japan, and everyone there speaks Japanese, right? But you're an English speaker. You will not be able to get anything accomplished unless someone is bilingual, they know English, or they can translate for you. But if all you can speak is English and the people over there are speaking Japanese, then there's going to be a language barrier. You're not going to be able to say, I want to order dinner. You're not going to be able to say, I need to book a hotel tonight. You're not going to be able to say, I need to catch a ride to Bangkok or to go to another place in Japan, because the language barriers will prevent them from understanding you and prevent you from being able to communicate in a way that they understand. So to correct that, there would have to be a better communication. There would have to be a way of conversating better. So in using Chat GPT, using AI tools like that, you have to know how to communicate with them. And the better you communicate, the better results you're going to get. So in this context, we're going to talk about how to communicate, how to speak the language of AI so it understands exactly what you're intending to do for you, and you actually get things that you want to get. So conversational AI using tools like Chat GPT, the amazing thing about the AI tools that we have today is that you don't have to be an engineer. You don't have to have an engineering degree. You don't have to have a coding background. You don't have to be a highly technical type person to use AI today. All you got to do is know how to communicate. All you have to know how to do is hold a conversation. Just as easy as it is to talk to a friend, that's how easy it is to use AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. If you can go to someone that you need them to do something for, and you can break it down step by step by step, you can talk to AI. You can work with AI. So I want to lay that groundwork because when I say AI, some people may feel intimidated or feel that, I'm not a scientific type person or a tech type person. This is overwhelming to me. And none of that is true. You just got to be able to know how to communicate. So we are in the era of what is called conversational AI, where it can get things done just by you being able to conversate, be able to communicate. So the key to getting what you need from AI is something called a prompt. And a prompt is just a command. The prompt is the language that you're going to speak to get AI to do what you need it to do. So in this message, in this masterclass, we're going to go over how to put that prompt together so that you speak in a language that AI gets what you're trying to say. If you are familiar, I put together, oh, let me start sharing my screen because it's going to be interactive. Let's go ahead and share this screen. Oh, let's do that right there. Let's go over here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get this going. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen now. We're going to go into Chat GPT and I'm going to break down some of these prompts. If you're not familiar, I put together this week a workbook that is based on a framework that I came up with called the prompt framework. And in this prompt framework, I took down the letters in prompt and I gave each one a meaning. And I made it so simple where you can understand it, you can remember, you can refer to the P. What does the P mean? What does the R mean? What does the O mean? What does the M mean? What does the P mean? What does the T mean? Each one in the prompt framework has a meaning, and each meaning has something related to putting together a proper prompt. Now, in a previous masterclass, the mini one, I talked about how you see on social media so much Me Too type flyers. You see so much Me Too type graphics where you see everyone flyer is looking the same, right? And so I put together that mini masterclass just to address why you see so many people getting the same flyers. I mean, it don't matter whether they're in real estate, it don't matter whether they're in business, it don't matter whether they're in the health space. You see a generic universal type flyer that everyone is putting out nowadays. And mainly the reason for that is because everyone or a lot of people are using very generic prompts. They're not speaking specifically to AI, meaning Chat GPT, and allowing their own uniqueness to be expressed through a prompt so that AI Chat GPT produces a unique flyer for them. So between that and this, we're going to correct that so that when you put something out there, it will be unique to you. It won't be like 50 other flyers or 50 other Facebook posts or 50 other things that AI can produce for you. So think of a prompt is like a command, but that command has to be specific. I mean, you can easily type into Chat GPT, create a fly. Let's say I'm in the hair care industry, create a flyer for me. And it will give you a very generic flyer. And then you can kind of fill in the blanks. Well, I'm in Pensacola, Florida. This is the address. This is my hours. But the outline of your flyer will be very generic. So we want to talk about how to get some better results, how to communicate with Chat GPT. And if you can see my screen right now as I'm talking to you, this is from the prompt framework workbook that I put out. And it says, think of a prompt like a recipe. Skip an ingredient and the dish comes out wrong. Use all six and you'll get exactly what you ordered every time. So let's go right into putting together a successful prompt, and then we're going to go right into Chat GPT and put it in there and practice it in real time. And if you have your Chat GPT open right now, you can practice right along with me, and let's see what happens. So prompt, I broke it down to P for persona, R for request, O for outcome, M for message, P for parameters, and T should be for tune, though it say test and refine, but I meant it to be tune. So persona, who should the AI act as? R, what exactly do you want? O, outcome, what results are you after? M, message, who is this for? What's the context? Parameters, what are the rules and the constraints? And then T for tune, meaning refine, correct, reiterate it again. So let's mess around with Chat GPT. Let's put in some generic prompts, and then we're going to correct it with the prompt framework. So let's play around with that since we see so much generic flyers floating around. Let's just play along with that. Okay, I'm in the hair care industry. I'm in the wrong thing. Let's go to image. Yeah. Chat GPT has a specific image tab that you can go to that does images. So let me just go straight to that. I need you to create a flyer for me announcing my OUNOUN my new hair salon. Let's do that. Okay. So what we put in was, I'm in the hair care industry. I need you to create a flyer for me announcing my new hair salon. That's very generic. I didn't tell Chat GPT my background. I didn't tell it who my target audience is. I didn't give it any type of constraints or don't do this, do this. I didn't tell it what I needed to be and what I needed to understand itself as. I just gave it a very generic prompt, and let's see what it does for me or do for us. And again, if you're in Chat GPT, go ahead and put in what I put in with you, because we're going to work this together in real time, and we're going to use the prompt framework to correct this. Okay. So if you look at this on my screen right now, that's the basic generic flyer that you see going around on social media every day. That same flyer. Of course, it's a little changes here and there, but you see that same basic generic flyer. So what we're going to do is we're going to correct that with the prompt framework because you need to understand that AI is not sentient. AI is powerful. AI can do many things, but AI is only as useful as the brains that you put into it. That you have to tell AI what to do. You have to tell AI what to stay away from. You have to tell AI what to do more of. You have to tell AI, this is the audience I need you to reach. So the more gaps that you fill in, the more success that AI chat GPT will give to you. When you leave any blanks or any gaps, then what AI does, it tries to fill in the blanks or the gaps on what it thinks you meant or what you wanted to do. Let me give you an example, right? If I tell you to go shop for me, right? If I say go shop for me, go grocery shopping for me, right? That's very generic. I didn't tell you whether I meant you to go to Walmart. I didn't tell you whether I meant you to go to Publix. I didn't tell you where I meant you to go to Aldi's. I didn't tell you where I meant you to go to whatever little local grocery store may be in your area. I didn't tell you how much money my budget was, how much I meant for you to spend. I didn't tell you whether I wanted T-bone steaks or New York strip steaks. I didn't tell you to get me asparagus or some baked potatoes. I didn't tell you to get me lemonade. I didn't tell you to get me Arizona. I didn't tell you to get me Milo sweet tea. I didn't tell you to get me some Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I didn't tell you to get me Bluebell ice cream. I didn't tell you that I want you to use my credit card, not the debit card. I didn't tell you, I just gave you go shop. And so based on that command, or we're going to say prompt, you're left to try to figure it out. Now, you may be familiar with me, right? You may say, well, last time he went shopping, he wanted the T-bone, not the New York, so I'm going to get that for him. Last time he wanted the baked potatoes, so I'm going to get those for him. Last time he liked Milo sweet tea, so I'm going to get that for him. Last time he used the debit card, not the credit card, at this bank, not that bank. And then you come home with these groceries, right? And I'm like, no, man, I didn't want the T-bone steak. I wanted the New York strip. No, man, I wanted asparagus. No, I wanted a little broccoli. No, I didn't want vanilla Haagen-Dazs. I wanted strawberry Haagen-Dazs. But I couldn't get mad at you because I didn't give you any context. I didn't give you any clear instructions. I just gave you generic, go shopping. So when we communicate with Chat GPT AI in such generic terms, in such generic ways, then it's left to try to figure out what the hell what do that mean? So that's why you see so many flyers come out like that because you're not filling in enough gaps. And when you don't fill in the gaps, Chat GPT is left to think for itself and say, well, 100 other people like they flyer this way, 100 other people like their header to look like this, 100 other people like this color scheme, 100 other people like this font, 100 other people use this woman as an image. And so Chat GPT AI begins to fill in those blanks with what it thinks you meant or what it thinks you would like. And it leads to a generic something that's everyone else is using. So that's where the prompt framework comes in because okay, look at this flyer that I just produced. What if you're a black woman, um, hair, someone in the hair industry, and you just opening up a hair care salon that's catering to a black American woman demographic? This flyer does nothing for you. But that's because you didn't speak specifically to AI Chat GPT. So it gave you what it thought you wanted or what it thought was best for you. So we're going to correct this in real time. And the lessons that I give in correcting this flyer, it can be used universally. And whatever you're trying to do with Chat GPT, the principles that I'm going to give you, it can be used universally. So let's correct this. And then maybe we can play around with a few other scenarios to communicate better with ChatGPT. Okay, so let's go out of here. Let's go back into image, right? And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Let me see if I can see anything over here. I can't see nothing yet. But I was gonna say, if you had any questions, okay. I was gonna say if you had any questions to put them in the comments, but the way I'm using this tool, I'm not seeing a unified way where I can see all the comments because I'm on YouTube, I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm on Facebook. So I'm about to figure that out for future use where I can just see all my comments and respond to everybody. But I'll say this, if you have any questions or any concerns or anything come up, just put it in the comments and I'll answer it after the broadcast in the comments. And maybe I'll do another short video. If your comment is something that I didn't address in this video, I'll do another video and maybe we'll just address it as a topic if it's needed. But let's do this again. So the first P in prompt is persona. As I'm as I said to you, AI is smart. AI can do a lot of things, but AI don't know what it's supposed to do. So what you have to do is you have to tell AI what you needed to do in an instance. So since we're going to try to create a flyer, you have to tell AI like this. Check this out. As my professional graphic designer. Boom, there you go. So that was the P in prompt, persona. You have to tell AI what it's supposed to be. So in this instance, we just told AI, I need you to act as a professional graphic designer. So now when this prompt goes into play, AI is going to be thinking like a professional graphic designer. It's not going to be thinking generic. It's not going to be just trying to slap something together. It's going to be thinking as a professional graphic designer. Okay. Now, the next letter in prompt is R, and that is request. So, what are we going to request? I want you, I don't have the size on me. Hold on. Let me see if I got that size on me in my. Nah, I don't have it with me. So, I want you to create a standard flyer. Standard size. We'll say a standard size flyer. I don't have the dimensions. If you have the dimensions for the average size of a flyer, we can say 8.5 by 11. Let's say 8.5 by 11. I guess that'll get it. A standard 8.5 by 11 flyer that will be professionally. Okay. For my audience. Okay, we just say it like that. Okay. So we got the P persona. Now the request. What do you want to do? AI can't read your mind. So I want you to create a standard size 8.5 by 11 flyer that will be professionally designed for my audience. Okay, that's the request. Now we're going to go into the O. What is the outcome that we're trying to reach? Of course, we say I want you to reach my audience, but now who is your audience? If you just leave it at that, say my audience, AI don't know who your audience is. It don't know if you're, a Black American audience, if it's another type of audience, it doesn't know. So as I say, when you miss any gaps in creating your prompt, AI gonna fill in them gaps for you. So it's best to go ahead and fill in as many gaps as you can so that AI can ride smooth on the road. But when you put gaps in, just like riding a car down the road, when you hit them gaps, boom, 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 you can't have a smooth ride. So let's discuss who the audience is. My audience is Black American women. And again, whatever your reality is, that's what you plug in for your the outcome. My audience is Black American women, ages I don't know what a good age is, but I'll just say 20 to 50. Black American ages 20 to 50 who are in need of professional hair care services. Okay. So my audience is Black American women ages 20 to 50 who are in need of professional hair care services. And that's important because when the flyer is created, the imagery of the women is going to reflect whatever audience you tell them to go after. So, boom, we got that down. So, what is the outcome that you want to reach? What results are you after? All right. So, we can say, let me go back, let me get something. So, the outcome, let's say the results we want to create. We want to say, let me get something. As you can tell, I'm not in the hair care industry because I'm trying to come up with the words that may be relevant to the hair care industry. Let me get that out of the way. Oh boy, hold on. Okay. So let's say I want to, I want to communicate to them in a way that inspires them to see themselves in the flyer and want to take advantage of my services. Okay. So that will be an outcome of something that you want the flyer to create. Or you can put in there like the tone, like I want to be assertive, I want to be cool, calm, and collect. I want, whatever the tone that you want to speak in. And then next, the P in prompt is the parameters. And this is where you create those guardrails so that AI doesn't start drifting into creating some of its own masterpieces, which are not masterpieces, right? So in parameters, this is where you want to tell AI, don't go here, don't go there. Now, as I showed you, you go back down there, you see this generic flyer that it created. One of the best ways I found that I use to tell it to keep it from creating generic flyers is just tell it, don't create generic flyers. So let's go ahead and do those parameters right now. When you create this flyer, make it unique to me. Don't create generic AI. Let's don't create generic AI. Let's say, don't create a imagery. Okay, we'll just say imagery. And let me look at some of my other prompts. Let's say, okay, that looks good. That looks good. So we're just going to ask it very simple. When you create this flyer, make it unique to me. Don't create generic AI imagery. Boom. So those are the basics for the prompt to create, in this instance, a better flyer. So we're going to see what happens. And then the T in prompt is for tune. Now, when this comes out, it may not come out perfect. It may not even come out right, but it may give you something to work with. And so the T in prompt stands for tune. And you just tune it and tune it and tune it till it gets to what you desire and what you're looking for. So let's just put this in right here and let's see what happens. So remember the prompt breaks down to each a letter. So P in prompt is for persona. R in prompt is for request. O in prompt is for outcome. M in prompt is for message. P in prompt is for parameters. And T in prompt is for the tune. So it's making the first draft. It's telling you what it's doing. And I always like when Chat GPT is creating this stuff because it's like an anticipation because you don't know what's gonna come out. But it's like a Hollywood movie reveal, like it's telling you what it's doing, then it's just gonna come down, like the curtains, and you see what it created for you. Okay, bam, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So we just created, let me see. Let me go back into my imagery. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now look at the two flyers. That's what we just created with the prompt framework. That's what we created with putting in a generic prompt. Just saying, I'm in the hair care industry, create a flyer for me. And apparently that's what a lot of people are doing because you see this same style flyer all around. But you see, when we put a little care into it, we put a little intention into it, we put a little framework into it. Look at that flyer right there. Tell me that don't look better than that. But that's still not perfect. So we want to do what is a tune up to correct this. And again, our subject today is conversational AI 101, how to talk to AI so it actually helps you. Now, I'm not a graphic designer. You may not be a graphic designer, but I know how to communicate. And I know how to leverage the power of a great tool like AI, ChatGPT, to put into it my thoughts, my intentions, and what I'm trying to reach. And it does the heavy lifting in the work, and it could produce an amazing flyer. Now, for all my graphic designers out there, I know you may get pissed off at me. I know you may not like what I'm saying. I'm not saying to anyone to not go to a graphic designer. I'm not saying to anyone to not avail yourself of professional services. But I am saying that for a lot of the work that you need to do, especially if you're a small business, you're a startup entrepreneur, you're a nonprofit that don't have a big budget, you ain't got no big grant money coming your way, you should learn how to use Chat GPT and AI tools to do a lot of the work for you, to be able to communicate effectively with Chat GPT so that it can help you in your business. Now, you may, as a small business owner, you may not be able to go out and hire a graphic designer who may want $100 or a few hundred per flyer. But if you learn how to communicate with Chat GPT, then maybe you can get something that can be usable in your business. Specifically, if you're doing a lot of social media, this is good. This could be good for a social media graphic. It should look better than that, right? So let's go back to, let me find that thread. Yeah, there we go. So this looks good, but it still looks a little bit AI-ish to me. So what I'm going to show you to do in this communication is how to make ChatGPT AI correct itself, how to make it grade its own self. So the T in prompt is for tune. So let's tune this up and let's get something that looks better. Now, what does the P in prompt stand for? It stands for persona. So we're gonna ask ChatGPT to act as a professional graphic designer again, as a professional graphic designer. Please look at this flyer for me and give me your professional opinion. I wanted to say something else, but I lost my chain of thought. But give me your professional opinion and insights on any improvements. Oh Lord, I sound illiterate. Improvements. Dang. Okay. That can be made to make it look better. I am concerned with it with generic me. Oh boy, me too type imagery. All right. So let's read this back. So we just gave AI Chat GPT a persona. So we just told it, as a professional graphic designer, please look at this flyer. Okay. Please look at this flyer for me and give me your professional opinion and insights on any improvements that can be made to make it look better. I am concerned with generic Me Too type imagery. So we just gave it the persona. Let's hit it. And what AI is going to do, what ChatGPT is going to do, is it's going to grade itself. So you can see all of the ratings that it just gave. So I'll just read some of the highlights. So I'm not going to read all of it to you. As I say, I want to keep this kind of to the point. It says, you're right to question the generic field because at a professional level, this flyer does lean into a polished but widely used salon aesthetic. It's not bad work, but it's not ownable. And for your brand, that's the gap. Remember, I told you about the gaps? So AI will fill in the gaps when you don't put in enough stuff. And I built this prompt that we did in real time. So it was kind of quick and on the fly. When I'm making my own prompts, I can write paragraphs of prompts. And don't be afraid to write big old prompts. Sometimes less is more, but don't be afraid to create bigger prompts because the more gaps that you fill in, the less room for error there's going to be. So that was a smaller prompt than I would have done. Like if I had more time and I wasn't live and I didn't feel like all these eyes was on me, I would have wrote that prompt out much longer. I may have taken 5, 10, 15 minutes writing it, correcting it, pausing, thinking, doing all that. But I don't have that type of time in real time to create a prompt like that with you. But in the future, when you're creating your prompts, don't be afraid to put a little time into it. You don't have to put out something just like that, on the fly. You can take a little bit of time. You can erase something. You can think about it. And we'll come back to that in just a moment. So, but it says we're right that it looks good, but it's still not ownable. It's not unique to this person that I'm trying to create this for. Number one, the core issue, it looks premium, but it's not personal. You know, the imagery problem, your big concern, you're right. Boom, boom, boom. Fix. So you need to replace an argument, real client photo before after possible, close up scalp part, show skill, color texture, fix. Okay, let's get down to this right here. So AI just graded itself. It pointed out all the problems in its own work, and then it just gave the fixes, what it thinks should be done as a professional graphic designer, as a persona. So fix. Look at the screen. Fix. 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 So let's see. Let me see. So based on its own rating, let's look at this. It gave its own work a 7 out of 10 on visually, a 5 out of 10 on brand identity, a 5 out of 10 on uniqueness, a 6 out of 10 on conversion potential. And it says with its own corrections that it suggested, if we put those into play, it can make this flyer a 9 out of 10 across the board. So let's refine this together. And when I do this, it still may not be perfect. So the T in prompt is tuned. You have to keep tuning it and keep tuning it. Just like if you went to a real graphic designer and they gave you a flyer, and you may say, no, 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 that looks good, but I want the font or the typography to look like this. I don't like that color scheme. So you and the graphic designer would go back and forth to correct that flyer and make it more like you want it to be. It's no different with ChatGPT. You don't have to take the first result that it spits out at you. You can go back and forth with ChatGPT. Like, no, I don't like that. I would like that image to be on the left side. I would like that font to be in this style. I would like the text to be a little bit bigger. I would like the text to be a little bit smaller to subordinate the header. And you can go back and forth with that. So let's go ahead and redesign. So let's tell ChatGPT, please redesign this flyer with the suggestions you offered. Boom. Let's do that. So what it's doing right now is it's analyzing the flyer that it first created, is analyzing its own critiques and its suggestions, and it's finna try to create a better flyer based on what it created and the suggestions that can be made to make it a little bit more ownable, make it more unique. And if this flyer is not to your liking, that's cool because we can tune it again. I'm gonna show you another way to tune it and to get it where you want it. So let's see what happens. All right, say one last tweak. All right, this is it's working behind the scenes. It's trying to give us a good flyer. Just flash. Let's see. Let's see. It's taking a little bit of time. It must really be working hard. Let me get a swig of water. And if you're just tuning in or you missed this earlier, if you have any questions or concerns, put those in the comments. I can't see those comments in real time right now. So what we can do is if you put those questions or concerns in the comments, after this broadcast is finished, I can go through those comments and I can respond in real time in the comments. And if it needs to be addressed deeper and further, I could do a video to address your questions or concerns. So let's look at this right here. Let me go back to my images. Okay. So let's do the progression. Let's just look at this. This is what a generic prompt created. Just you saying create a flyer for me as a hair care professional, right? This is no, let's go this way, my bad. This is what was created when we used the prompt framework. We got a little bit more intentional. We put in some context, we put in some guardrails, we created a persona, we created some messaging of who we wanted to communicate directly to. And that looks a lot better, because as I said, AI is not a mind reader. It don't know all of the things that you have in your mind or what you see the flyer looking like unless you take the thoughts inside your mind of what you think and put it in that prompt. So it went to that. And then we said, AI, Chat GPT, grade your own work. This looks good, but I still have concerns. So grade your own work and critique what you did and give me some suggestions to make this a lot better. So that's what we did. And then we ran it again. And then this is what it did right here. So this looks a lot better here. I like that right there. I really do. But it kind of leans a little bit into a little bit AI issues, AI ish. Oh, I can't get out AI ish. So that may not be, work for you because you don't want to have a Me Too graphic where someone say, "Oh, I seen that flyer 100 times or everybody doing that flyer." So we came over here and we just tuned it up a little bit and told AI to kind of correct it a little better. So you're seeing the progression. It's getting better. I like this a lot. Now I'm not in the hair care industry, so I don't know how effective this flyer would be if you're trying to reach, people to come to your salon or to support you as a hair professional. I don't know how effective this would be, but I like it. I really, really like it. I think it looks really good considering, where we started from. I think that looks a hell of a lot better. And even with this, me liking it, you don't have to stop there. You can continue to use the T in prompt to tune to reiterate it again and say, hey, I don't like that at the bottom. I don't like those scissors. Take those scissors out. Hey, I don't like the color scheme. Change the color scheme to this. I don't like the imagery of the women that's used. I want the women to have their hairstyle more like this. I want the women to look more like this. I want them to be faced this way. You can mix this thing up any kind of way that you want, but this is looking a whole lot better. And if you want, we could actually ask Chat GPT to let's do it. Let's do it. So hair salon flyer. Let's go back in there. Oh, that ain't it. Chat. Okay. Okay. So I'm not gonna type in that command again, but we're gonna ask it to grade this work. Okay. So let's go back down here. Let's just copy and paste that. So we're gonna ask it to grade his work. And just as I said, it said this is a clear step up from the first version. You moved in the right direction, warmer tones, more grounded feel, better messaging. But if we're being exacting, and we should be, it's still not fully out of the polished template zone yet. So it's still saying that it can be better. And with creating flyers or doing anything with AI to communicate with it, you have to keep reiterating. You have to keep refining your prompts. You have to keep filling in more gaps so that it gives you ultimately what you want. So let's just do a run over of these things. Yeah, it could be better. I've seen better. So let's see. Okay. So it said the overall assessment. It says that it's more culturally aligned, color palette, messaging is more specific and benefit driven, layout is cleaner, easy to follow, imagery still feels curated, not lived in, composition still follows a very common salon flyer formula, brand idea is still not clearly you. So, okay. So it still says there's some problems, but I hope that what I've given you is a basis for you being able to correct something like this. Let's do this right here. I like to make a lot of I like to make a lot of memes, social media graphics. So let's do this. Let's do this right here. As you see, this is my prompting files right here. I have a bunch of prompts that I created so that if I have repeatable tasks that I need, I don't have to write all these prompts from scratch. I could just copy and paste. So I have a lot of prompts, as you see, and this is just one of my files. So I create a lot of memes. So let's say we do this. Okay, we're gonna do this in real time. I'm gonna turn this flyer into a meme. Nope, no, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, nope, that's mine. Let's see. Oh, dude. All right. So I want you to take the flyer design and create a meme type graphic based on my commands below. Okay, this is a real generic kind of prompt that I just put in, but it's fitting for the situation that we're trying to do. Okay, so as you see right here, this is a meme that we created based on the flyer. So this is a meme that we just created based on the flyer. So this can be used eh, this can be used as a this can be used as a social media graphic right here if you want to share something quick and something that you just want to put out on social media. So this is a meme that looks really good. I actually like this a lot. So this in conjunction with the flyer, you just created some good imagery that you can share across social media. So my chair, theirs, stop booking stylists who ruin your hair, book smarter, my chair or theirs, boom, boom, boom. I like that. And that was just taking the flyer that we created and communicating to Chat GPT. I want you to take that and then put in a prompt to create it as a meme. So we just flip that and looks good. Looks good. And that can be worked on as well. We can tune that up and make that look a whole lot better as well. So let's go back to our images. All right, so as we get ready to land this plane right here, we saw what improper communication to AI Chat GPT does. We saw if you put in a generic prompt, you'll get more generic results. We saw that if you use a little bit more intention, a little bit more specifics, a little bit more context, a little bit persona, a little bit guardrails, that you can upgrade generic to a much better design. But even better is not best yet. So you have to continue to work with ChatGPT AI to upgrade your visuals till you get it what you want. It's just like going to a real graphic designer. You know, what that graphic designer give you the first time may not be it. So you have to talk to him or them and express that what you would like to see and what you would like to see improved. And you may go from that to that, and you may say, that looks good, but I think we can switch things around, we can make it better. And that's a process. So it is the process, it's the same process with Chat GPT AI. And then I showed how you can take that basic design or concept and then you can communicate to Chat GPT and you can create memes. And we can create a whole bunch of these. Now, these are little bite-sized graphics that you can use to put all over social media to promote your hair care business. You can promote if you're into exercises and well-being industry, you can use that for those type of things. If you're into real estate, you can use it for real estate. If you're into either a nonprofit, you can use it for nonprofit purposes. If you're into law and legal, you can use it for that. You can use this for anything. But all of this starts before you can do all of these great things, you have to know how to communicate with AI properly. I'm trying to find. Yeah, okay, there we go. You have to know how to communicate with AI properly to get any of these amazing things. So I created this workbook called the Prompt Framework. It's totally free. All I ask is for your email and you can download it right now. And in the prompt framework, it will show you all of those steps that I just broke down. And you can do it at your own leisure to come up with better prompts that will allow you to get better results. And it's called the Prompt Framework: How to Get Better Results from AI Without Guessing, by me. And I break down everything, why most AI prompts fail. I break down the prompt framework, which I just gave you: persona, request, outcome, message, parameters, tune. I break down all of those letters. And then I give you an example of breaking down the prompt framework in real time with this, how to create, that basic prompt. And then at the end, I have a try it yourself where I compel you to use the prompt framework to create your own prompt right here, using the persona, using the request, using the outcome, using the message, using the parameters, using the tune to test and refine. So this is available right now. The prompt framework, you can find it on my Facebook page, it's on my LinkedIn page. You can go to digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That's my one-stop shop website, which will connect you to my blog, my podcast, my YouTube videos, my books, everything. And you can download this book and you can start creating some better prompts, because it all starts with the communication that you give to AI. AI is an amazing tool, but AI can't do nothing unless you tell it what to do. And being able to communicate with it and put into place effective prompts will allow you to get amazing results from ChatGPT, Claude, or any AI tool that you use. So I'm gonna go ahead and land this plane. That's I gave a lot. I went 30 minutes over what I wanted to do, but I hope that it was clear and I made a lot of sense and I made a lot of points that was understandable to you, and that at the end of this broadcast that you can take the principles that I gave you and you can start putting into play some of these things to start creating better prompts. And I just used a flyer example, but it can be used in so many different contexts. It just starts with the communication, the persona, the request, the messaging, and knowing how to do those things. And you can create, anything you want to do. Maybe I'll do another one where I can show so many things that you can do with Chat GPT or Claude or Gemini that we haven't even scraped the surface with these things yet. We can do flyers, we can even use it. Let's say this. Let's say you have a job. I would like to do it now, but I don't want to take all your time. Let's say you have a job interview coming up, right? Did you know that you can plug in a prompt and you can tell AI to act as the interviewer for the job that you're finna interview for? And you can put in the typical questions for the industry that an interviewer will ask, and you can ask it to ask you these questions one at a time, like a real simulated interview. And you can go back and forth with Chat GPT in a mock simulated type interview. And then you can ask it to grade you and to give you tips on how to better answer questions. You can do that, and it will take you right through a job interview. And then you can go into a job interview not with jitters, but with confidence because you done ran through it so many times. You can do that with Chat GPT or probably Claude and Gemini. But it all starts with you being able to properly prompt and communicate to Chat GPT. That's what you needed to do. So that's another thing that we can discuss at another time that you can get it to do as well. You can use ChatGPT and AI in your business endeavors. ChatGPT AI can read your emails and respond to your emails. ChatGPT AI can create a workbook. ChatGPT AI can be great for ideation. People's businesses spend thousands of dollars for ideation, for somebody just to come in to bounce ideas off of and come up with the best idea. You can use ChatGPT AI anytime you feel like it. If you got an idea for a business and you can run it into AI and communicate it properly, and you can ask it, grade the viability of this. Tell me any dangers to this. Tell me how I can be successful in doing this. And AI can run it with ideation. You can use ChatGPT AI to repurpose content. If you're a digital marketer or you're into content, you can repurpose your content in 1,000,001 ways just by giving a proper prompt and communicating with ChatGPT. You can do all type of content. It can create content. It can help create a blog post for you. It can give you the outline to create a blog post. You can do so much with this amazing tool. And we just scratched the surface of what we can do with those amazing tools today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to end this particular conversation. And I hope that you got something out of it. Again, if you have any questions, please put those questions in the comments on whatever platform that you are on. If you're on YouTube, put them in the YouTube comments. If you're on LinkedIn, put them in the LinkedIn comment section. If you're on Facebook, put them on the Facebook comments, and I'll read those comments and I will go through and answer those to the best of my ability. And if I need to produce a video for it or a video response, I can possibly do that as well so that you can get the clear understanding of what it is that you're struggling with. And again, check me out at digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That's my one-stop shop website that connects you to my blog, my podcast, my workbooks, like I just showed you, that connects you with my books, that connects you with me if you want to talk in a one-on-one basis as a consultant. I can help you in a one-on-one basis to see your situation and help you go through your situation. I can do that as well. But all of that starts with going to my website, digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. And with that, I wish you well, peace, and I'll see you on another broadcast.